Hi, this is Brian. Welcome back to another micro class. This one's on the boldest version of you. It's inspired by Presence by Amy Cuddy. Bringing the boldest version of you to your biggest challenges is essentially the subtitle. She shares a great story that after she did her TED Talk, which was so popular, an Olympic swim coach sent her a note and said, "Hey, I use your high power poses with my athletes. On the day of their meet, the moment they wake up in the morning, right? They wake up. I have them imagine that they've already won the race that they're going to run later that day. So they wake up, and that moment that they wake up, they're acting as if they're this version of themselves. Yeah, I won. Every single thing they do leading up to the event is as if they already won the event. Think of the power that that individual goes through this day with, and then they show up and then they race and boom, they perform at their best. Personal power is high. It's a huge way, and we know through Amy Cuddy's research that assuming these high power poses leads to higher levels of testosterone, lower levels of cortisol, two very good things that are markers of power. And when I saw this idea, thought, well, why wait for a swim event, right? Or whatever's going on that's challenging for us. So you have something stressful going on in your life. When you wake up that day, imagine that you've already crushed that thing that's already stressing you out. That's a cool way to apply this idea to our lives. But then why wait for the things that are challenging us in any given day? Act like the boldest version of you now, moment to moment to moment. One of Amy Cuddy's phrases is, fake it until you become it. Not fake it till you make it, where you're exerting power over other people, but where you're creating personal power to express the highest version of yourself. Fake it just a little bit. You don't need to be silly about it, but just a little bit, right? Until you become that version of you. Science is clear. It's bidirectional. When you act with a certain amount of power, you get a certain amount of power. So act that way. Think of the boldest version of you. When you imagine yourself in a day or in a week or a month or a year or a decade, what does that version of you look like? How do you walk? How do you act? How do you talk? Who are you? Act like that now. From this moment forward, moment to moment to moment, every time you think of it, you're not going to do this perfectly, obviously, but every time you think of it, be this version of you. Hold yourself like that. Breathe like that. Think about the world as if you've already won that big swim meet that's coming up. Be the boldest version of you. Tap into your personal power. It's there, waiting to be expressed. Let's express it. In the meantime, I should say, today, have another awesome day. See ya.
Isn't it a bit odd that we went from math to science to history, but somehow missed the class on how to live? For some wacky reason, Optimal Living 101 never made the schedule. Of course, it's too late to go back and change that, and you're too busy to read full-time to catch up. Yet, if you're like us, you're all about optimizing your life and actualizing your potential. So imagine this. Imagine having someone read the best books on optimal living and pulling out the big ideas that can truly change your life. You know, those sections you asterisk and underline and mark all up. Then imagine that guy, me, connecting those ideas to other great books and helping you apply them to your life today. Well, that's what I do with something we call Philosopher's Notes, where I break down each great book into a simple 6-page PDF, 20-minute MP3, and 10-minute Philosopher's Notes TV episode. Then imagine me taking the absolute best big ideas from those great books and sharing them with you in fun, inspiring, super practical Optimal Living 101 classes. On stuff like Purpose 101, Confidence 101, Business 101, Meditation 101, that sort of thing. You got a personal trainer? I'm kind of like your personal philosopher. Ancient wisdom plus modern science plus common sense plus virtue plus mastery plus fun. That's what our optimized membership program is all about. We'd love to have you join us. Check us out at brianjohnson.me/join.